they won't be too deep in. Nah, we're good. We're good. But yeah, Chell coming back, obviously, straight off the plane, straight into the game is not a good way to go. And I heard from another few community members that before we went on holidays, we were playing out of their minds in scrims, etc. So they're just shaking that rust back off, shaking off the holiday calories.
That's it. And look, this is going to be, once again, Mindfreak's pick of Anubis. Rooster choosing to start off on the CT side, and Mindfreak getting ready for an A execute on the pistol here. It's going to be a full retake setup. Rooster trying to go for a bit of a read here, a bit of a B stack with a peek into water, but we're just going to end up in an accelerated post plant here right off the bat.
Straight on in. No CTs here. And Rooster looking to go with that smoke. Strengthen numbers with a 3-man flank to make the A site retake happen. And you're looking at Mindfreak's post plants. No one worried about A main at all. They are going 4 towards heaven, 1 tucked on site, expecting a heavy flank here on the retake. And that's exactly what we're going to see. Nedic leading the charge. He's usually sharp as nails on these pistol rounds, and Danger just trying to figure out when to pivot out of this position. He's going to be in a rough spot now with the 3-man swing coming out from main, 2 out of camera, but it's worked so well with that heaven stack. Mindfreak tearing him a new one. And Nedic, 1v3 angle. Tux gave him something, but DPR and Super certainly are not giving him the round, and that time tick too far away. But that'll be that. Mindfreak taking the T pistol.
Yeah, another great start for them. Their T sides on this map have been pretty fantastic, which is exactly what you want to see, given that it is their map pick and it is a bit of a T-sided map. One more kill for Nedic would have actually got him an A1S with light armor, which I'd imagine is something that Rooster would be interested in, given their buying patterns in the past. Got a glass cannon Famus being considered there for TJP, and in fact, he's going to drop that over to Chell, and we get a bit of a pause, decide exactly how we want to divvy up this force buy in round 2 for Rooster. Mindfreak, though, off to the start that we're used to seeing from them, and again, looking unafraid. Rooster is a very scary team firepower-wise, but Mindfreak lately has definitely been standing the test, has definitely looked confident enough and well-drilled enough to be able to take this series multiple times. And there's a spicy little storyline in there as well of Danger. Every single time he's been playing Rooster lately, he's been looking really sharp, especially compared to the end of last year in 2023. In 2022, early 2023, I was saying like Danger is like underrated, like maybe one of the better players in the region, and he really hasn't got a shot. And I thought Rooster should have kept him. Yeah. And now on Mindfreak in 2023, he really wasn't good. I was like, I don't even know if you keep this guy on the roster. But in 2024, this dude he's been sick. He's had some really sick rounds, particularly against Rooster, and I think he's sending a little bit of a message. I think we're going to get much of the same this round back. Mindfreak to an empty A site. We end up in accelerated post-mate. We'll see if Rooster even attempts this retake, or whether they will just save into round 3, as you often see, and just post up some exits probably.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams, I've seen them go for these heavy stacks and then just save for the 3rd, knowing that the financial situation is a little bit skew-if at times.
Less Counter-Strike, more scissors, paper, rock these early couple of rounds.
Yeah.
NJ's having a look with the USP though, may as well.
Where is he? Over towards CT. This angle, more often than not, goes uncleared by a fair few teams. So it'll be interesting if he does manage to find one. But Mindfreak being very thorough with their gameplay as of late. And Danger gets all the guns.
Exactly what I was talking about, bro. Like, just easy as you like, all the headshots, 3k on the Galil to take all of those 4 sport weapons that they intended to save into the next round out of the hands of Rooster. That is absolutely sick impact early on in this game.
Yeah. That's a little catastrophe, isn't it? Rooster, nothing to play with into the 3rd, and they'll get their first buy round in the 4th.
I just want to point out as well, by the way, if Mindfreak wins this series, and this is crazy to me, and if you told me this last year, I would have laughed at you.
Yep.
If Mindfreak wins this best of 3 series, they will be ahead of Rooster in head-to-head maps. They will have beaten Rooster more than Rooster have beaten them.
It's a bit crazy.
We're just going to do it again. Why not?
Sap looking to extinguish the molly that never came. Super. Mac 10 openings are large, and the CT's not ready for that swing on the backside. Danger tapping him on the backside as well. And that will be Another round of the bag for Mindfreak.
4 alive. Famous picked up as well. Only have really lost Mac 10s over the opening portion of this T side. So money is fantastic here for Mindfreak to continue rolling along on this T side. Rooster already into round number 4. They took the path of least resistance early on with the force buy, looking to buy up into round 4. Get that full buy. All the util, get the AWP up on Chelios. But if this gun round doesn't go well for them, they are going to find themselves at a quick 5-0 deficit. Most likely Chelios on the line. Can't quite find that player on the cross. And spots the early A cross again. ASAP, early smoke expended. Are they going to bust through it or respect it?
We'll find out together. Util delaying them. HE goes through, which will connect barely onto Super. And might give Rooster some false information. You can even see Rackham starting to send it back towards mid. Him and Chelios thinking about clearing that out. But Chel says he's got it. And they're just going to go to the 3-2 split.
A main control has been taken here by Super, who's still got the util set. If it does get retaken by the CTs, he can contest that. Mindfreak's still spread up around the map. Looking for any kind of mid-round aggression they can punish here for Rooster or any kind of information. Fair bit of util still being held onto by Rooster, particularly on this B side of the map. And Mindfreak just trading down utility. But as the clock starts to wear down and they've lost that pick towards A main, they really need to group up and decide what they want to be doing here.
Smoke goes down under the 40-second mark. And if the bomb comes back towards A, there's going to be minimal time to get through ASAP, get through TJ, and then get it planted as well. Unless they go straight through. There is flashes to do so. You can see a nade pulled out by Forlex there on the UI. Is that going to be it? No. They're going dry with 20 on the clock. It's looking rough now. Nade into the corner. ASAP off position. And the angle's not good enough. Danger that little bit better. And TJ stops them in their tracks. 4 seconds to plant. Can they even get to sight? Looks like Chelios is going to put a stop to that one. And a stop to the round as well. Rooster finding their first.
Yeah, 3 alive. Good stuff. I think obviously Tux spotting TJ on that line towards A main made Mindfreak realize that it was a main control setup. Rooster was playing close in the choke, but didn't have the util or the numbers to be able to trade out favorably in that scenario. So unfortunate. Only took 2 guns away here for Mindfreak, but they're going to have another bite of the cherry. AWP comes out, which is going to actually put a bit of a dent in the funds here. Super and DPR will be soft reset here if Mindfreak drops this round. So big opportunity for Rooster to convert.
Ooh, DPR just trying to go for that early pick towards B main over the Flames, but no CTs for facing.
Yeah, I've seen him go for that pick a couple of times. TJ on the XM over towards middle. Gun that many considered very reliable as they early on started to play CS2, but I've seen it used less and less. Vorlex taking a duel with Nenic and starts going pretty well for his trouble. Already putting a lot of pressure here on this E-box and this B rotation.
Ooh. Sneaky cross there from Nedic. Man's lucky to be alive. And that flash towards B main again. Used solely to slow down Mindfreak's hit, but the bomb, you can see it starting to make its way through water. Looking to double up in E-box. You've also got Super, who might even triple it up. And then a 5-on-3 on B is about to happen.
No util left over here for the CTs, so it's going to have to be the numbers and the crossfire to get it done for the CT side against this B split.
Time's ticking. Nedic with that 1 smoke. That's all they got, and that's not going to stop Mindfreak from going through. Prog smoke looks like it's hit to the side. Is that enough to get him out, though? Awkward it seems, as Nedic is just waiting to beam any of these swingers, and it's danger. Super on the back of sight. Nedic here, head on a swivel. Going to be able to find 2. Solid effort so far, and plays his life. The T's just holding and making sure that they're going to be able to hold close to sight. Chell finds 1 more in the meanwhile before Nedic finally falls. And TJ still here, still tucked with an XM, waiting to just make any of these T's dead. Can he make his way out? Can he beat the AWP here? Jiggling, baits the shot. The USP, certainly not. Oh, Chell. Now in the 1v2 and has to go through a hard crossfire. They seem to be aware of his position here at CT, and he won't even find that 1 onto a low DPR. Mindfreak hitting back with 4 on the T side.
Rooster now considering their options. 3 players on 3K. Not where you want to be here. Still pretty good on the loss bonus. And yeah, look, we'll see if we do get the force here. Rackham is going to drop an ult for Chelios. Netic on an M4. So it's a bit of a mixed bag buy. They're going to make the best of it. Util a little lacking behind where you'd want it to be. But we've seen Rooster make these buys work time and time again. Some soft reset potential yet again here for Mindfreak, who throw a Croc smoke to House and E-Box to kick things off. DPR looking for a pick over the smoke here. And you'll see the way that these two teams approach, particularly in the micro fights, like how you take mid control and how you take A main here. They've played each other so much on this map recently. They're really aware of each other's tendencies. You know, they're very much looking for TJP around house there. They know that ASAP likes to fight A main or control A main. They know that Netic loves to peek in through E-Box in the mid round. And you can see Mindfreak, quite a passive approach across the map, not really giving away too many opportunities. You've seen that double nade on the close position multiple times as Mindfreak take control of A main here.
Looking to make their way out, and Sap caught with Util out. It's awkward, it's rough, and Rooster, I don't think it's going to go super well for them, but they are bringing numbers to the party.
It's just the kind of play you would never do against a team you haven't really played much before. You know, it's just like 2 players, single flash over the top to try and go for that A main pick after clearing A main with heavy Util, HE nades to the close positions. You know, Mindfreak is very much playing the team here rather than the map.
Well, Rooster have started to make their way the whole way back to B. Mindfreak pulled the rotations they were looking for, but they didn't get on any lines with it. However, on that rotation right back, Rackham gets cut in half. The backside smoke might stop the CTs from finding too much more damage here. Chell and Netic looking just to save what they brought into the round. And TJ is going to give it a red-hot crack here with the MP9. As he plays around the smoke, looks to lock down the back of sight. They're thinking about going for this one. Chell posting.
I think it's a save. I mean, 2.9, right? So the drop could come through from any of these players. Just drop a rifle over. And you do have another CT buy. It's just really not worth throwing it away.
Yeah.
And you do often see like the difference between 2 and 3 players is the difference between putting a buy together or not. But once again, 5 players surviving for Mindfreak. They're just not having any economic woes here on the T side. And that's a common theme as well. Like Mindfreak, that's the thing, particularly for underdog teams against Roosters or Bad News Kangaroos, teams that sit outside the top 3, and Greyhound as well. A reason why I feel like they almost never upset is they don't win clean rounds. Every round feels like a struggle that comes down to XVXs, but Mindfreak as of lately, with how well drilled they've been looking and how sharp and on point they've been looking, they actually do win rounds quite cleanly a lot of the time, and they build their economy. And, you know, you need to stabilize that economy. You need to win rounds cleanly. You need to consistently be fragging to contest these series and these games against better teams.
It's also with just the financial state, right? Teams that can just, you know, buy every second round with pistol armor, then rifles on the next, are going to essentially chip away at your economy over time.
Yeah.
But
keep guns up.
In rounds like this, it's crucial for Rooster to try to start to get some picks on the board. And Mindfreak aren't doing anything differently. Just slow water control, smoke off E-Box. That's going to be helped out by a CT smoke coming through right now. Nice little util set to try and get some control and still DPR fishing through B main.
Yeah. And you can see Rooster's well aware of it. It's not like this isn't something they haven't seen before, but they just can't seem to stop Forlex on the entry right now, Mac.
Didn't think he would go completely dry through E-Box. Nice flash across the top to allow that peak coming through, but it's danger to make that one happen. Netic finds one, but that's all he'll get. And now it's down to Sap again. Just another clean take, Mitch.
It looks way too easy right now.
Yeah.
You know, they're just methodically clearing the map, using utility to minimize risk, working their way in, holding angles, and it's, you know, really only little bits of util. See if ASAP's going to save this gun here, or whether Super's going to catch him. That's just ASAP on the swing. A little bit of Pig's advantage coming in. But like I said before, little pieces of util or one player really making contact for Mindfreak, which causes the domino effect. You know, it's DPR's holding that angle the entire round, but as soon as Forlex gets a pick, or you get that molly pushing the pillar player out of position or causing a reaction, it's immediately punished by Mindfreak, and DPR to take the last rifle out of ASAP's hands, rather. They probably can't really put together much here. If they do want to buy, again, it's going to be A1S, very light util. No AWP this time on Chelios. And this is where Rooster, particularly against a team they should be beating time and time again, this is where the old adage of no tax for Rooster, they never call tack timeouts, is very questionable. And I have to say as well, this isn't the first time I've seen Rackham really struggling in the frag department lately.
More numbers brought towards A early for Mindfreak. Rooster as well, with TJ has that supportive util to maybe help out Chell and ASAP. They're just going to wait it out for a moment. Smoke towards heaven. One set of util burnt. But that's not too bad.
That's just another example of it, right? It's just two players crab walking dry into A main, just trying to catch ASAP with util in hand. And they're only really showing a couple of, like, one or two players over here. They're trying to make it look like this just A main control and use it as a launching pad to try to kick off and execute. This time, the early opening duel hasn't gone the way of 4lex. It's actually gone disastrously in A main this time for Mindfreak.
Super. We're going to trade this one out. They know there's one more. Sap was spraying. Has to go for the reload and has TJ by his side. Looking to play high-low and stop the cross from A main. But Super pumps the brakes. Lets Danger work some magic here. But that's if he can even find a pick at mid. Everything's slowing down. And with that smoke fade in the D-box now. Nedic doesn't want to swing too wide. The MP9 obviously has the movement speed there, so you can maybe get a jiggle to happen, but the sound's made. The drop down from Bridge, and he knows there's two now, just wants to live, and one will do it. That range is perfect for two. And Rooster, snag a second.
Plenty of money to reinvest, so for Mindfreak. But it's good to see Rooster just winning those duels that you expect them to. You know, someone comes and contests some key point of map control. You know, what Rooster is all about as a team and has been all about for the longest time as a team is just the firepower, the ability to win duels, how switched on that they look, you know. They always just intuitively know how to win aim duels, where to take fights, and they rarely look lost, you know, like they've been looking a couple of times in this game, you know, getting caught out of position, getting, you know, caught with util in hand. That really doesn't happen to Rooster very often. So it's definitely been a worrying kind of trend that I've been seeing. I mean, specifically against Mindfreak, because like you mentioned before, I think, you covered that BNK game, right? With Rooster BNK?
Yes.
I don't think I did it, so I'm pretty sure that means you did it.
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Rooster, they managed to beat BNK except on Vertigo, so
no,
maybe it's team
you
specific.
Did it. You guys did it the game before the grand final.
I don't know. One of us is lying.
You did it. Lower bracket best of 3, right?
I don't know. There's a gun around those, so...
There is. It could have been me.
Yeah. I'm gonna find out when you do the play-by-play, that's all I'm saying. I mean, Mindfreak's not doing anything terribly interesting here. HE nade stack on the outside of E-Box there. Nedic, despite all of the airstrike thrown at his direction and a Molotov outside of E-Box, still just wins that duel. Okay. Alright, Tux.
That'll do it. They're feeling it. Banger almost helped there. Unfortunately, Tux gained his sight back just in time, and the bomb is slowly but surely going to be going its way to A. And this is what happens when you try to condition Rooster too much, you know. They're not going to go for the hard rotation. They know you're showing presence at the mid-round on one side, slowing it up, and then hitting the other side afterwards. And that's what we're seeing time after time here. But DPR with 40 seconds is going into T-spawn, worried that maybe there's some more mid-pressure coming through. And he'd be right, but is he expecting ASAP here? But he could be, but he's not there because he's gone a little bit too far, and unfortunately, it was a no right turn sign. ASAP followed the rules, but it sent him the wrong way through the detour. And
most importantly of all, Mac, it was you that casted that game.
Yep.
I checked.
May, for one reason or another, have completely erased that out of my memory that day. But look, Nedic.
Oh, that's rough.
Solid hold. And Mindfreak might be losing a third, but DPR can be the man to do it. Peeking with an AWP at close range should not work like that. But Nedic, unfortunately, will go down to the aggression. And ASAP now expecting him to be tucking in the box. Smoke, molly, and flash to use, but wanted the element of surprise, and it's not worked out. Mindfreak finding a 7th thanks to DPR's heroics.
3K in a round like that to put a little bit more economic pressure on Rooster is absolutely massive. What to be done here for Rooster, though? I mean, the buy's looking pretty good for everyone but ASAP, who has to go down to an MP9. Mindfreak, 1,400 loss bonus, so actually pretty resettable here. This is the chance for Rooster, if ever there was one, Mac. They could win this swing round, break the T-side economy on a soft reset, and actually start to make a bit of a foothold in this half.
I'm loving the pace changes from Mindfreak, you know. Sometimes showing a lot of presence towards different positions in the early round and then just going back to the default.
Well,
running
that's
through the paces.
That's what's really impressed me is that, you know, the wins that they've been getting have not been gimmicky, have not been, you know, unrepeatable. It's all stuff that will continue to work because it's good fundamentals. You know, they play Counter-Strike correctly.
There you go. That frog util again. This time Fallex. Oh, they're going to be ready for him though. Spamming at that smoke, knowing that he's caught them off by that. So good to see Rooster making the micro adjustments in their defense. And you've even got Rackham as well, starting to go back towards mid, thinking maybe it's an A split. But he goes loud, and Tux has heard everything here on the rotation. But do they commit?
He could pick such a good timing here. There's A main getting taken. TJ spots him on the cross, and now there's a lot of pressure from middle as this A execute is not kicking off. They're actually rerouting, calling the audible, and that ends up being a little bit of a mistake. Chelios picks one on the cross, but DPR with the instant trade. Now it's Nedic to hold B alone.
Not bad, but can he do it? The answer is no. And the site is open for the taking. Tuck still in behind enemy lines, and ASAP has no idea he's there. Pulls the MP9 out in time to chip away him down to 40. And Rackham as well with the smoke here will be spotted over the top. The angle's just not quite working. And that was immaculate mid-round calling. Tux knew, Mitch. Tux knew. He heard that rotation from mid back towards Heaven's side. Knew that if he tried to go through camera, he was dead and the split would have just been a one-pronged approach. So he's just called it. You know what? A's probably stacked right now. Let's go B.
That's the beauty of calling from the lurk position, bro. Like, and having that info. It's not a it's not information that you heard relayed by someone else into making a call. It's literally, I know this is happening right now, so let's do this, you know? Slows down that decision-making process when your IGL is with the pack rather than on the wing. Half bar coming out here for Rooster, and it's just crazy to me, bro. Like, Mindfreak is really making Rooster look second-rate in a lot of these rounds, and it's not just today, it's in the Chengdu qualifier, and the consistency is really there. This is just nuts to me, bro, that Mindfreak is playing this well at the moment.
Oof. Nice little hold again. DPR finding more value out of the AWP. I did call him out the other day after saying, haven't seen him do too much with the AWP, but now he is. Now he's really starting to kick off, but hold that thought, because the Deagles might make light work of Mindfreak. Might make a mincemeat if ASAP can maybe get another shot off there. Flank starting to come through. Rackham, unfortunately, with the 5-7. Doesn't have the greatest accuracy at mid to even short ranges.
He has 0 ADR right now, and that's going to change. Rackham gets himself some damage on the board, and that means Rooster gets themselves around, Mac. That's how that works. Math is mathing right now, bro. 1 round off the 1 kill. Let's go.
He's on the board, and that is exactly what Rooster needed for a solid second half, Mitch.
That is just the beginning of his, what is it? Redemption arc. That's what the kids say these days. I don't watch much anime or any anime, so I need some help sometimes.
Yeah.
Got the boomer brain.
I can't help you.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm also not an anime enthusiast, also known as a weeaboo, as the kids say.
Progression smoke to E-box again. All the boys chilling in water. Not really tickling A main too much this time back. Thinking about going for something a little different.
The Org buy. See if it pays off.
Well, we've always said we need more orcs in Oceania.
That's true, that's true. Like Mind Break.
Okay.
Like Netic breaking skulls.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can say the score is whatever, and Netic is still going to destroy you if you come into his part of the map.
Yeah.
He's still the top-rated player in the Chengdu qualifier, even though they got knocked out.
And doing pretty good to carry Rooster again today. But it still hasn't turned into a bunch of rounds for our feathered friends. They're going to lock down that E-box control. Good smoke. Or good molly, rather. Toss towards B main just to lock him out. And with 30 seconds, Mindfreak starting to make some noise. Just dry peeking in again. Big swing. Not going to work this time. Rackham going to be able to double his kills in this round as DPR starts to take more names. But no upgrades come through and no round 2. Mindfreak, it's Rooster to stand and hold. Netic with 3 and 4 on the board for Rooster.
Seen that they won't bring it to me, son. Try me if you want, but won't be any fun. I'll take the challenge. I'll beat anyone. I'm the one. I'll be quite clear. Bow down to no one. I'm right here. I get it in. I don't fight fair. And guess what? I'm your worst nightmare. I'm your worst nightmare. Are you prepared? I'm your worst nightmare. I know you scared. I'm your worst nightmare. Are you prepared? I'm your worst nightmare. I know you're scared.
Second half right underway as we are going to see Rooster start to show some presence at mid. But Mindfreak, they are here to go toe-to-toe with them. DPR jiggling. Here's what they're looking for, but it is going to be that bridge drop. We've seen this a few times now as Rackham's going to be solo with the bomb towards main, but there's no CTs here to hold. They're just sitting at the back of sight, and it's working well until it's not. Nedic again feeling it today, and Rackham going to be able to snatch one away as he tries to get the bomb all the way to sight, but it's him and Nedic in a 1v2 now trying to play together. DPR cannot hit those shots. It's Rackham to find 3 and do more than double his kills. A solid start to the second half from Rooster.
Yeah, more kills in the T-pistol than the whole CT half. Hopefully, that's just the start of this half for Rackham. Things warming up for him. Because what we were saying about Rooster with his addition is just the fact that, obviously, it feels like Rooster has so many different players who can frag on an individual basis. Hasn't felt like it in 2024. Which is maybe worrying given that they have a big international opportunity coming up very soon. B main push spotted out by Rackham. Maybe this can be some more confidence frags for him. Going to fall back into a safer position first, though.
And the CTs are all the way on the opposite side of mid to where they should be, thanks to the push through B main. But Rooster thinking about doing the exact same thing in behind them. They've already got that bomb planted nice and open on B. And the other members of the team are just looking to cut the CTs in half, where they bought guns 30 seconds into the round. And Sap takes more names there with the Galil spray. 6-8. Rooster not too far away from tying things up, even though it really felt considerably one-sided in that first half, didn't it?
Yeah, for sure. But this is where, you know, I've seen it a couple of times. You know, if I'm in my 2023 brain, you know, that OCE is a top 3 region and I'm watching Rooster Mindfreak again and I'm saying to myself, well, Rooster's just won, you know, like this T side is going to roll him over. But I've seen Mindfreak just look so good multiple times in this position. So see what we get from them in their first gun round here. Nade dunks DTR right off the bat for a lot of HP. Nedic now on the other side of the E-box fight. Going to be the one to take some duels and some space over there. B main, little pop flash. Doesn't catch Rackham at all. He's able to repel that, and DPR is quite low from earlier. Needs to be careful. He doesn't get sprayed down here. At least able to go 1 for 1.
Love it when TJ gets his hands on the MAC-10. Unfortunately, for everyone at home, he's found an AK, and that's not what you want to see. You want that high speed, high frag and mayhem, and we're going to get it with the AK anyway. 3v2 now, and Mindfreak all split up. Super's position known over towards the B site. He made a little bit of noise before. As Forlex, he's still holding strong. Anchoring up a Storm, but a long way away from helping out his teammate. He's got full faith here on Super. He's having a bit of a rough day at the office, and I think the peak game did not favor him. Go TV, a little bit different to what the players will see at home. And Forlex now in the 1v3. He's thinking about it. He's going to see if Rooster hand him any kills, and they're not going towards CT. The save's coming through, and you look at their money. This is the only rifle he carries across the util. Might allow them to slow things down in the next half. Next round, rather. But the rest of the boys probably not going to be buying up.
No kit for Forlex, so difficult 1v3 to be attempting, considering he's the A anchor over on the other side of the map. Good stuff from Rooster, though. Definitely putting the press on now. 3 guns kept over, and they start to build that scary-looking T-side economy that you'll love to see. Mindfreak, though, stacking up the loss bonus now. Just a half buy away from, you know, maxing things out at 8-8 is really going to give them the economic legs they need to continue just investing and giving themselves opportunities to close this game out on the CT side after such a solid T side. We've seen that a couple of times from Mindfreak. I think on Anubis so far, they were 7-5 and 8-3 on their 2 T sides against Rooster. And today, again, obviously, another great T side, 8-4. It's what you want to be seeing on when picking T-sided. Oh, that's a bit more like it from Rackham. Oh, okay.
Oof. Unlucko Malacco on that one. There's Chell taking more names, and that'll be a quick one. 30 seconds, the round's dusted, and Rooster are on to a tied game.
Money for an alt now for Mindfreak. Full buys coming out. Rooster with plenty of cash in the back pocket to continue reinvesting for at least 2 or 3 more rounds. And I have to say, Rooster looking a little better today, at least in this T half, than the last couple of series I've seen against Mindfreak. Initial smokes over to E-box, over to B main. Limiting the CT's info, but DPR's beat that E-box smoke, and he's looking for a pick over onto Waterside. He's going to find it as well. The flash from Netic, unfortunately, doesn't push him off the line. It's going to be a man disadvantage situation for Rooster to negotiate now.
Banger in. And 4X didn't use that util straight away. Holding his wit and still holding that line. Head spotted. Didn't want to go for the repeat just in case. Will, however, wait for the banger and almost finish off 4X as he retreats away to safety. Rooster now still a man down, still hunting for an opening, and TJ has a helping hand here at mid, him and Rackham. Just trying to get through as far as they can. Util going to be tossed across to Chell in the meanwhile as TJ gets that line off of DPR, but DPR just eyes on camera, telling the CTs to stay passive, play that heaven area. And the molly as well on the top of camera at 30x seconds just to try to slow things down again. Smokes himself off, unfortunately, but still keeps on trying to fight, and the split starts to come through. There's the opening they're looking for. Crossfire at heaven. Won't stop Rackham from going right through. Man's going to spin around, find danger on the quick flank, and now, all of a sudden, Rooster have the man advantage.
Yeah, Rackham playing that pivot position close. Don't even know if Mindfreak want to go for this one anymore. DPR still looking for a little bit of something. Tuck's dropping down, but this is looking like a very solid contact swing off of Rackham. Both of these players super low. ASAP almost burns alive over on pillar side there, but he's still, in combination with Chelios, good enough to close out the round 9-8 for Rooster. And he's starting to get a little worried about Mindfreak. Been singing their praises for the majority of this series so far. But this, I have to say, especially given that they are our Katowice representatives, is exactly what I want to see from Rooster on the rematch.
Yeah. If they can bring this home with the dominant second half, then play their map and just take us out of here 2-0, maybe a little bit of extra faith will be restored. And you got to feel for Mindfreak after a huge performance in Chengdu. This would be their best opportunity to make an international event right now without any hounds in their way. So you got to think about how much it means to them as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I do tend to agree with you, but at the same time, despite Rooster not playing particularly well lately, they are probably the team, even now that Greyhound does have Dexter, I probably don't believe that they're my number one team to go overseas. I think the older iteration of Greyhound, we've seen them a lot overseas, and I was even thinking to myself, 2023, like, I'd probably actually prefer to see Rooster have a crack at an international event than Greyhound. Yeah. But yeah, I'm happy with either of them, to be honest. Obviously, Greyhound is probably going to do a little bit better, particularly with Dexter, but Rooster is, for me, that unpolished stone that could really turn into something special. At least some of the individuals. And, you know, how much can Netic drop like a 1.4 rating over and over again and then not go overseas, you know?
Yeah, it feels bad.
He should be overseas right now. I have to say for Rooster though, if they did win this this Pro League qualifier, like, you know, going to Cato, going to Pro League, that would be like 3 or 4, maybe more international attendance in, you know, only 2 or so years. That is pretty damn good, man, for an OCE team.
Especially when it was just Greyhound getting those opportunities for a very long time.
Sure. 4 international appearances or 2 international appearances like a year, maybe more. As the second best team in Oceania, that's unheard of, bro.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is a execute we've seen Rooster throw many a time. And again, it's allowed them to have full control at A, reading Mindfreak's positioning over towards mid and B very well. And Rackham happy just to keep on fighting through the smoke, even though, you know, that could make things go wrong real quick. But a lot of those CTs did get heavily tagged by TJP's antics. But we'll see if they can keep 4 alive at the end. That's what we need to focus on. It's what you were talking about Mindfreak doing so well in the first half there, Mitch, was just worrying about their own economy more so than caring about what their opponents were doing. We'll see if Rooster do the same. But a lot of the time, you'll see Rooster pretty hungry for those kills.
Well, 4 alive. They take double digits, and unless Mindfreak has something to say about it soon, this is going to be a pretty cut and dry game of Anubis after such a solid first half. This Mindfreak CT side is definitely not leaving us anything to be impressed by right now.
Well, keeping it pretty default so far. A little bit of presence at mid. DPR flashed off the early line. Players at Archers just watching a main. Worried about E-Box. And once that smoke comes through, they know there's no peek there for Mindfreak. So it allows ASAP just to crawl up like this. And you can see them very much ready to attempt the B hit towards that mid-round. Tux is jiggling. He's not going too much further forward. It might boil down to the timing. Might boil down to a flash, and it's a lovely flash at that. 2 found, traded through from Rackham, but 2's more than enough. Tux's job's done.
Yeah, DPR playing from Ninja here in tandem with Danger. Trying to dig their heels into the site. You can see ASAP trying to creep up through that E-Box smoke. The CT's well aware that's dirty, though. And Danger's all over it. DPR picks the player on B main. It's all on Chelios, who was trying to set up the play with the util from mid. Can't even connect the first shot, so that's his round done. Mindfreak 4 alive. Definitely going to steady the ship, build up a little confidence from them. But still plenty more work to do, because Rooster's economy is so rock solid right now. Great to see Tux on the multi-frag there, and that's something that I've been really impressed by Tux lately. He is that aggressive player on the CT side. He's always gathering info, always looking for duels in the mid-round.
Yeah.
And if you're the IGL of the team and you're the one kind of, you know, making those plays in the round and seeing what's happening firsthand, similar to being on the wing on T side, it's really going to help you call the rotates well.
Oof. Super ready for that sneaky move from TJ. And I don't know if Chell was spotted or not. But by the way, great late.
That's from
trade.
A.
That nade was from Ruggs. That was from Ruggs.
ASAP.
Nice little lineup. Dunked over the top. That's a Kobe if you've ever seen one.
100%.
Not out here. Where you at?
He's out here, bro. What do you mean?
How did I know? Sorry, Billy.
All good, bro.
Should have known that. It's in the name, isn't it?
And look at this. Tux info push.
Shit.
And then that's going to be able to allow for a bit of a shift in the rotation. This is what I've been loving from Mindfreak lately on the CT side. 4v4. Can't just sit there and do nothing. Got to gather
Molly
some
towards
info.
camera. 2 mollies towards camera, Mitch. Answered just by that smoke at the top of mid. So Mindfreak are really bleeding this util.
Yeah, they're really cutting noise in the mid round, and this is great patience from Tux. He knows he's in prime position right now. This is prime real estate. Don't need to push any further than this until Rooster make the next move. B-split, though, on the cards through E-Box. That is pretty good from Danger. 1 and some change.
Spraying can still definitely have its moments in CS2, and unfortunately that just wasn't one of them. But he did a good enough job to set the rest of Mindfreak up to try and close this one out. However, they're not working together at all. All 3 coming in from different directions, just waiting at that B main smoke. And in the meanwhile, the other 2 win their individual engagements, and Rackham's only got 4 health to make this work, which makes it that much harder. So he won't do it, and Mindfreak will. 10 to 10. We're drawn again.
Wow. It's bingo all over again. Round bingo. Only the most niche,
My whole
obscure...
casting is bingo, Mitch.
That's true. Obscure casting references from multiple years ago on another random B stream.
In a different game, you know?
Yeah, it might have been, actually.
It was this game, but it was CSGO. You know?
Oh, true, yeah.
It was dad joke level. Sorry, I'm not Jim.
Yeah, you'll never be Jim. Do you like that one?
Yep.
Getting an E-box prog smoke. And Rooster's going to go for this cheeky A exec. It's only 4lex over here. He's a pretty good side anchor Mac. But how good? Especially playing from the pillar unsupported. That's a pretty well-timed molly if you ask me. It's going to allow the shift in the rotation. Super's over here as well with the molly.
4lex. Forced to drop that smoke, but because the molly's coming, he has to run into the open. Fortunately for him, the supportive flash across the top allows him to escape, and the CTs keep on fighting. A bit of damage from the backside. And Rackham opens up with 2. That gives Rooster the man advantage, and they're not too worried about a push out of camera. Prog smoke thrown. But I don't know if that's going to be more than enough. Danger just worried about a late mid flank. You can see him turning around, expecting some kind of aggression from a different prong, and this time it's Chelios over the top, continuing to fight his way through heaven. DPR says, I don't really know about that one, but he knows he wants to keep the AWP alive, so he's running the other way, and Mindfreak don't like their chances in the 2v4. Rooster maintain the lead, 11-10.
You got to say, Super was lights out the other day, particularly the second series of the Chengdu qual up against Rooster. Today, not great. That round in particular had the perfect util to be able to support 4lex, set him up for success. And I'm pretty sure I just watched him throw a molly in his teammate's smoke and unload at least 4 bullets of the A4 into his back while the Ts were trying to scale into the site. So
I saw that.
That is not ideal. Man needs to work out what he was doing. Was it yesterday? No, the day before yesterday. 2 days ago.
2 days, yeah.
Let's be Super 2 days ago. Because he was probably the best player in the server. Today, kind of the opposite. Consistency not really looking like it's there. Another buy to come
Everyone
through,
else doing a relatively good job. Even though 4lex is like, what, 10 and 16, you saw him get a couple of those openings in the first half. So, had a lot of impact in the rounds that they were winning. But it's the rounds that they're losing that you need to really go back and take a look at afterwards. This round, however, Rooster already scaled right up towards E-box. But just relatively default setup. Man on T-stairs. Looking to punish any aggression towards a main. Just trading some util all across the map. DPR even peeking in through the window. Oh, Chell. Oh. I don't know if he was aware of that, but his positioning tells you that he could have been.
Those are the kind of things that, like, when I used to play against Chelios and he made me quick Counter-Strike, those are the kind of things that made me think this guy is really sus.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's been there, done that on land now. Multiple overseas attendances. So we'll put those thoughts to rest. Mid control being pressured here by Rooster as they throw a molly to door and a smoke on house. That is a great opener from Chelios. Tucks dead on E-box side, pulls the rotate across from Super. Not a whole lot of util left over here for Mindfreak. One more molly on E-box. That's going to be about it. But will that be enough to let DPR rotate over in time?
Could be.
Oh, it's going to be A. Look at TJ's position here. This is perfect.
Bomb's making its way to the other side of the map now. Let's see if it's the right choice. Let's see if 4lex can stand and deliver. Tucked around the back of sight. Oh, won't be cleared initially, but the wide swing from Sap allows him time to readjust downwards. And just like that, DPR is fighting for his life in a 1v5. Look at Rooster swarm. They want him so bad, and they're going to get him as well. 5 alive at the end for Rooster. And 1 round needed to get their revenge here on Anubis.
Yeah, and look, it's looked like a pretty convincing win, despite the fact that it's 13-10. That is like the... What's the word for it? I don't know, like mirage, but mirage is not quite right. Like the illusion of MR12 is that a game that's 13-10 cannot feel particularly close, even though it's only a couple of rounds. And this is one of those, particularly the second half, has really not felt close at all. What has it been? It's been 8-2 in the favor of Rooster this half. So yeah, it really hasn't been close. This T side has been kind of dominating Mindfreak. Outside of a couple of rounds they're able to put together, last chance for them here. It's only going to take 2 in a row, which is what they got. What is that? Round 20 and 21. So it's very doable. Try to push it through to OT here. MP9 on Danger. Util's pretty good. They got the AWP out on DPR. They got all the ingredients that they need for a comeback punch, which sounds a bit sus, to be honest. But we'll leave that. Get smokes exchanged over on E-Box. TJ's doing his thing in middle.
Certainly is. Oh, the super as well. Saw that swing coming, got blinded from it. Lovely flash through mid doors from Ruggs as well there. But Danger's still going to be able to swing in the molly, take half his life off for a kill of his own on a Rooster, and tries to equalize as best as he can. Folex in a very terrible position. Will be able to dodge the flash, get one of his own. And it's enough to keep Mindfreak in the round. Danger rears his head up just in the nick of time for a trade. Chell, nice little re-peek back towards mid. And the bomb has plenty of time to be retrieved here. Danger, 29 points of health. And a good amount of damage already done in the round. But will reposition towards camera side and maybe get a chance to fight Sap if he pulls his gun out. He will. Oh! But Sap's at the ready, and 13-10 will be the scoreline in the end. Anubis not going to be taken by Mindfreak.